A very good evening and thank you very much for tuning into Metropole TV. Thursdays are for Metropole Debrief, and today our third episode on air, and we are so grateful because if you log on to Twitter, you can see right here, Metropole Debrief, we are trending just because of you. You're sending us feedback, you're talking to us, and we are grateful that you have placed us on the map on our third episode. Tonight, what do we have for you on the show? We are talking about the competence-based curriculum, unpacking it and unlocking every single corner of it with NAT Secretary General Wilson Sosian. That and so much more lined up for you in the course of the show. Be a part of this conversation online. Hashtag Metropole Debrief at Metropole TV KE at Ndiro Ganga on Twitter. Where do we start today? Curriculum is the vehicle through which a country empowers its citizens with the necessary knowledge, skills, attitude, and values that enable them to be socially and economically engaged and empowered for personal and national development. Curriculum should, therefore, meet the needs of individual citizens and the nation. UNESCO International Bureau of Education. The government of Kenya, at the onset of the term, began rolling out the new curriculum dubbed 2663, marking the end of the old 844 curriculum that has served the country since 1985. Now, this follows constant calls for reforms of the old curriculum that no longer serve the changing economic need of the market by failing to produce graduates with suitable skills needed for the job market. Now, according to the Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development, beginning from 7423 in 1963 to 844 in 1985, over time, the system became an academic and examination-oriented, leading to three key problems, among them disconnect between school content and the world of work. Now, youth unemployment is on the increase. Many learners exit schools without skills for the workplace. Now, the disconnect in realizing the national goals of education, which emphasize core values and principles such as nationalism, social equality, and responsibility. Disconnect with the need for the 21st century, which has been dubbed as a knowledge and skill age that demands a new set of competencies. As such, the need for a competence-based curriculum, hence the rolling out of the 2663. Now, let's take a look at how the 2663 looks like in the life of a learner. Now, the early years of education this year will cover pre-primary 1 and 2 for the age group 4 to 5 and lower primary education grades 1, 2, and 3 for age group 6 to 8. Now, the focus will be on foundation skills of literacy, numeracy, that's arithmetic, and life skills. Middle school education this year will cover upper primary education grades 4, 5, and 6 for the ages 9 to 11, and junior secondary education grades 7, 8, and 9 for the ages 12 to 14. This will be the longest year in basic education and will provide learners the opportunity to understand their potential, abilities, interest, and aptitude while exploring a broad curriculum. Now, this will prepare them for selection of an appropriate pathway and track in senior secondary education that is aligned to their career interests. Now, senior school is very interesting, and this tier will cover grade 10, 11, and 12, ages 15 to 17. Now, at this level, learners will have a choice of joining one of the three pathways. Now, here is where it gets interesting, because different people were talented in different things and liked different things. Now, the first one, arts and sports. The second one, social sciences, and the third, STEM. Now, each pathway will have specific tracks such as arts and sports, where there will be sports, visual arts, and performing arts. So all the guys who liked drama festivals, music festivals, choral verses, traditional songs, that will be your school. Now, under social sciences, there will be languages and literature. Definitely, I would have gone to that school with journalism, and humanities and business studies. All the lawyers and businessmen will be in that school. Now, one more school to go, the STEM, that while it encompasses pure sciences, applied sciences, technical and engineering careers, and technology studies. So these are the three different facets that will be offered in the senior levels. Now, there will be 2 compulsory courses, which include physical education and community service learning. How interesting is that? Now, there are learners, thereafter, learners will head out to tertiary education, either in a university or a TVET, which is a Technical and Vocational Education Training Center. Now, the new system, in response to the Constitution of Kenya 2010 and to achieve Kenya Vision 2030, we need to transform our education systems towards developing 3 key components. Component number 1, competency. Kenya's economy is rapidly changing very fast. Now, some jobs such as manufacturing, science, engineering, technology, social entrepreneurship, self-employment and entrepreneurship, and mining will be transformed by the year 2030. Now, how interesting is that? We need to prepare our children for the new possibilities. The 21st century demands citizens who are multi-skilled. The way you say, I have my side hustle, that's what we're talking about. Now, the new system seeks to produce a child with relevant competencies to thrive in a rapidly changing world. Let's now look at character, and character is a very essential part because the school systems need to mold learners to acquire values that support peace and national unity. Value-based education and parental involvement are core pillars in the new curriculum. Now, the new system seeks to produce a child who has good character. Finally, creativity, rather the third one, creativity. The 21st century is a society in which knowledge and well thought out ideas are key for economic growth. Now, the school systems need to develop Kenyans who are able to creatively solve problems. Now, what are some of the things that are encompassed in the new curriculum according to the Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development? They changed the curriculum to focus on the core skills. Now, the 4 C's and all the subjects linked to these skills. The first one, communication and collaboration, where we work together to speak and realize shared goals. For example, in language and literacy, listening, speaking, reading and writing in Kiswahili grammar and literature, English, Kenyan Sign Language or foreign language, which is Arabic, French, German, or Mandarin. Now, in the life skill education, interpersonal skills. Critical thinking and problem solving, this is the second, where we observe, evaluate, and reason to find solutions. For example, in maths, numeracy, logical reasoning, finding pattern science, physics, chemistry, biology, and technical careers. In education, for example, metal, woodwork, leather, electricity, among many more in that category. Now, under business studies, we have entrepreneurship, agriculture, managing and farming crops and livestock. Under creativity and imagination, where so many people fall, we are free to think differently, to create new and valuable things. For example, in creative art and craft, music, visual arts, 2D and modeling, performing arts, music, dance, drama, sports and physical education, psychomotor skills, play, exercise, 3D printing. Now, finally, in this category, citizenship, where we must value our community and act with respect for all. For example, religious education, Christian, Islamic, Hindu, and social studies, where we have history, geography, civics, maybe our parents might remember that because they studied that, economic, health, and environmental education. Now, how does a learner grow in the new education system? 3 mindsets are taught across the new curriculum. Learning to learn. We are curious to seek to learn to grow every day. Self-efficacy, we have the confidence to do difficult things. Digital literacy, we use digital devices to create access to information. Now, according to KICD, the mode of teaching and learning is going to change from exam mode to feedback formulative assessment that measures whether the learner can put into practice what they've learned, as such as observation with checklist, portfolio with rubrics, questionnaire, progressive reports card, from focus on lecture to hands-on school connect to community and industry, so that the learners can gain skills to be related in the real world. Now, learning is experiential and practical, though through rather field trips, attachment, apprenticeship, programs with industries, community service projects, among very many others. Now, under community project services, you'll be required to do 135 hours, 135 hours will be required. Now, finally, the curriculum aims to focus away from memorizing to interactive learning with the teacher, because we all know in the old curriculum you have to cram physics, chemistry, biology, Avogadro law, so that when you go to the exam you can remember and unpack. The new curriculum is seeking to move away from that. For example, it will do this through peer-to-peer learning, so your child will be able to interact with another child in class, team projects, parental engagement. Now, with all these numbers on the books, looking like they are in favor of the learners in the long run, the questions that have been raised in the new curriculum is, how is it going to be rolled out and implementation? Our reporter Joy Marango was out in the street to find out what you thought about the new curriculum, which is the competence-based curriculum, and in relation to the 844, do you think it helped you? Take a look.
Ulisoma shule inakusaidia sahi?
Shule nilisoma Bachelor of Science Geography. I wanted to be an hydrogeologist, but currently I'm working with the bank.
What happened?
I graduated last year, and I'm looking forward to even change from hydrogeology and pursue logistics, aviation.
So what you study, did it help you?
For now, it's not helping me in any way. There's no way I'm studying rocks. There's no way I'm conducting studies and surveys, but I'm analyzing loans.
I do film. I'm not. In film there's no chemistry.
Mimi naitwa Gideon Mumo.
Na kwenye ulisoma shule inakusaidia sasa kwa maisha yako?
Kwa sababu mimi nilisoma masomo yale ya zamani, sikusoma hii masomo ya 844. Mimi nilisoma masomo yale yalikuwa mtu anafika standard 7 naenda form 6 naenda university. Kwa hivyo mimi kwanza kama hesabu inanisaidia sana. Inanisaidia sana kwa sababu ile kazi mimi nafanya inahusu mahesabu, na hesabu ni lazima utumie maishani kila wakati. Ndio.
So hiyo curriculum ilikusaidia?
Ilinisaidia hiyo, lakini hii ya kisasa sielewi. Hata sielewi watoto wangu wamesoma hii, lakini hata siona
kubadilisha. Sasa nataka kubadilisha.
Vile wanabadilisha, wajua hawajatueleza vizuri ni vipi itasaidia. Lakini mimi wajua sio wananchi ambao huitwa waulizwe ama wapeana mawaidha. Wao inafanyika kule tu, huwezi jua imefanyika namna gani. Tunapokea tu kwa sababu inafanyika tu.
Very pertinent issues being raised by one of the people on the streets, Gideon, who's a concerned parent, saying one, they do not understand the competence-based curriculum, and two, they don't feel like sufficient public participation was done. You can be a part of that conversation. Hashtag Metropole Debrief at Metropole TVKE at Ondiro Ganga. Right about now, we want to take a short breather as you process all these numbers. But as I had promised you, after the break, NAT Secretary General Honorable Wilson Sossion explaining the position of the union and telling us why they are vehemently opposing the competence-based curriculum. See you after the break.